Guys, it's Jason here. I'm with my awesome client, Antwain from Sensational Finish. And then, Antwain, can you just give people like a little bit of introduction about you and then kind of where you were before we started working together and what are the results like or how have they been so far?
Yeah, no problem. Like I said, my name is Antwain. I own Sensational Finish Detailing. I first started this company back in 2022 when I first graduated college. It was just supposed to be a little side hustle. It wasn't really, focused on making it into a business, but over time it kind of grew into one. And 2022, the business was just getting started. 2023, the business started taking off, taking it much more serious, trying to grow it. And I found out about ceramic coatings. I mean, I've been knew about it since 2023, but never really was able to get clients doing it, honestly. So Jason came around and he offered something different because I did get a lot of other marketing agencies trying to work with me. And I tried out some in the past, none of them really delivered results. And they all wanted me to pay up front. So that's why I was, skeptical when Jason first actually reached out. But what kind of set him apart was he actually offered his services completely for free for 7 days for, basically show you what he could do. And, I wanted to grow the business, so I just took the risk. Plus, it was really no risk to me since I didn't have to pay anything up front, just ad spend, of course. And that first week, man, I think we got about 30, 40 leads in, maybe more. And it was just crazy. I actually ended up booking like 3 or 4 appointments that first week. And then from there, it was an obvious decision to hire him on. And ever since then, at first, I thought what he's doing it would pretty much be kind of easy. Just posting an ad, letting it run, doing this thing. But when I'm looking at my ad account, I notice he actually has a whole setup, multiple. I don't even know what I'm looking at, but whatever he's doing is obviously working. Because since then, I think we have gotten. I've been working with him since towards like the end of May. We're in, towards the end of July. I think we've gotten well over 400 leads,
Yeah.
and it's been crazy. And I was able to buy a van, able to upgrade a lot of equipment, and the business has been growing ever since. Because before I met Jason, my highest month ever since the almost 3 years I've been in business was about 7,000, and that was only a one time. And the average was about 3 to 4 grand. But now since May we hit about 7 grand. And mind you, I started working with Jason the end of May, but June we hit 9 grand. This month we're on track to hit 10 grand. In August, hopefully we can hit higher than 10 grand. So if Jason is the man of his word, he's whiz when it comes to the advertisement stuff. He's actually constantly working with you, constantly hitting me up. I'm the one that's actually not as responsive as I should be, but yeah, man, he's great to work with. I have no complaints, and the stuff he's doing, any problems I have, he always try to find a solution to work through it. The sales call has been helping. It's just a great program, all in all. I must say.
I appreciate it, brother. And I know when we first started working together, you were sitting around that 3, 4K a month mark, and you mentioned that it was actually your goal to hit that 10K a month, right? For the longest time. So how did it feel once you finally were able to cross that goal? And now we're able to do it consistently every month too.
It was a great feeling because like I've been wanting to hit that mark. I've been looking up YouTube videos, um, you know, growing a business, and it was just a great feeling knowing that I'm hitting that 10K mark, and now I feel like I'm selling myself short. I feel like I can hit 15. It's it definitely raised our confidence all in all for the business and gives me hope for it that one day this can potentially be making over 100 grand a year in revenue. So it was a great feeling, man. He did what he promised, and we did it. Honestly, we probably would have did it in the first month, but like I said, I'm learning as I'm going, and eventually, as I develop with this, I know we can definitely hit that 20K mark. No problem.
Okay, cool. And then yeah, so I know it was kind of like 3 to 4K a month on average consistent. And then now that we're pushing 9 to 10K a month, I mean, how's that changed things for you in terms of the business, in terms of personally? Because I know you mentioned you're not necessarily a big spender when it comes to taking money out of the business and like splurging out of your personal life. But what difference has that money made for you actually?
It made a big difference. Like I said, I was able to finally get me a van because I'm a mobile detailing company. So we was able to get a van and set it up as a detail van.
Yeah.
We actually have some pretty good capital in the bank that I can afford to spend more money on upgrades, getting better equipment, more on ad spend. It's just good having. It's just much better cash flow in the company. And, the fact that I can spend this much on ad spend, because before I was only spending like $100 a week.
Yeah.
Now, I can afford to spend 5 times that, and I'm actually getting the results from it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of details out there that I mean, even if I pitch them the ad spend that I would recommend as like the minimum ad spend, it's a bit of a stretch for them, right? Maybe they can afford it, but they might be a little bit hesitant. What would you say to someone out there where like maybe they can afford it or they can, actually move forward, but they're kind of on the fence. They're hesitant to pull the trigger. They've never done something like this before. They've never run ads. I mean, what would you say to someone in that position? Because like I guess that was you a few months ago too, right? Maybe 3, 4 months ago. So if you could go back
Yeah.
and offer some words of wisdom, what would you kind of say to someone in that position?
Um, and like that saying, man, it takes money and to make money. It takes money, or it takes money. You got to spend money. Scared money doesn't make money.
Yeah.
Uh, you want to get the results. You have to. Well, if you work with Jason, I wouldn't say it's a risk, because you would definitely, especially if you're spending the minimum, you'll definitely get that back and then some. Like the worst that would happen is break even. But if you're following the program, listening to the sales, the sales calls and stuff like that, I'm more than confident that you will be okay, and you won't even be caring about that ad spend, because, like I said, you'll get that back in the first week easily.
That's awesome. I appreciate that, brother. Have you ever thought about, by the way, on the flip side, because I know we started working together 3 months ago, and both of us kind of got lucky in that regards. But what was kind of your plan if like, we didn't start working together? Like, did you have something else in mind that you were going to grow the business with? Like, what were you thinking?
Honestly, I've just been waiting for the right person to call me to
Really?
help me the advertisement, because I tried looking at YouTube videos, and I'm sure if I put in the time and probably take some trial and error and some months of dedication, I could probably figure out. But I just didn't have the time for it, because, like I said, I still have a full-time job, and the advertisement was much more tedious and strategy and keeping track of the algorithms or whatever it is that I knew it was too much for me to handle. So, all honestly, my business probably would have still been where it's at. I probably would never be able to get the van and stuff, just because, like I said, I didn't have the time for it, and I was just waiting for the right person to help me take this business to the next level.
Okay, so you were always planning on hiring some sort of agency, even though the other one screwed you over in the past.
Yeah, I was always just waiting for the right agency to reach out to me with the right offer.
Yeah. What did happen with the other agencies, by the way? Because I know we talked about it briefly. Was it
I
like,
had one agency.
or
It wasn't really like other agencies. It was like they specialize in SEO. It wasn't really advertisement. That was a waste of money. I didn't get that money back. And the
hmm,
other agencies, it wasn't really more of an agency. It was just more of a private like contract. I hired him for like 2 weeks to run my ads,
yeah.
stuff like that, and it was just poor quality ads. I ended up losing money. Spend like considering how much I spent on the ad spend versus what I actually got back.
Hmm,
And it wasn't for ceramic coatings. It was for like, $200 jobs, $150 jobs. So it
yeah.
definitely wasn't worth it. And I just wanted the right agency to basically prove to me what they can do, rather than just, do what they typically do, just, showing me this, showing me that, and, videos and stuff. I actually wanted to see the results for myself, to see what worked for my business in my area.
Hmm. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Yeah, and I mean the other thing too is it's not just the ads. I mean, obviously, like you're a really great client because I'll literally set up the exact same detailer in the exact same area. Well, not the exact same area, right? Because I don't want them competing against each other. But let's say we have two detailers, one's in one city, one's in the city next door. Same ad, same everything, same lead flow. One of them will crush it, and the other one will be completely flop, like no results, right? And it's the same leads in everything, right? And you'll be that guy. You are that guy that crushes it. So I guess what kind of worked really well for you in terms of closing the leads, booking them in, collecting deposits? What was that kind of growth that you saw over the past 3 months of us working together?
Um,
Because part of it's
well,
the
for me,
part of it's the sales too.
yeah, for me personally, it was, you know, I felt like it was an investment. Like I gave, paid the fee where your fee is at the time. I paid that to you. So I felt like, okay, I paid Jason my money. Now the ball is in my court. He's doing his part of the bargain, getting me the leads. Now I got to hold my end of the deal and close them, because at the end of the day, I'm the one that's losing, not
Yeah.
really Jason. So it was more so motivation. Like, okay, it's not that I don't want to call it. I have to call these people, or I miss out 1,000, whatever I paid at the time. So that was a motivation, and I feel like that could be a lot of people motivation. Like once you spend that money, okay, now that you're locked in, now it's time to actually put the work in to get that money back and get what you paid for.
Okay.
So um, that was the biggest for me to what really motivate me in the beginning. And you just got to be hungry, man. You just got to stay consistent. Um, and just know not every call is going to be perfect. Not You're not going to close every lead, and just as long as you're doing better than where you started and you're making profit, how you're losing, because that's the whole point. You want to make more money into the business.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Cool. I mean, if you ever need more motivation, I'm happy to take money. Happy. Don't worry about it. I consider it a favor. Okay. But yeah, I guess that pretty much wraps it up. I don't have anything else that I really want to cover unless the last thing would just be like, let's say, there's a lot of agencies out there, right? Let's say someone was speaking with a few different agencies, they were kind of on the fence about working with me. What would you say to someone in that position where they're not quite sure yet?
um I say take that risk, man. You could take it from me. You could take it from, if he has other people that have done it, take it from his references. I mean, we all can be making it up. I'm the type, I keep it honest. If I wasn't happy, trust me, I would have never, hired Jason, for these all climbing months. After the first month, I just would have said fuck it.
Yeah,
But
come on. But
like, yeah, honestly, like he was so good, I was actually ready to pay him 2 months ahead of time because I was that confident that he was going to make sure he did right by me and my business. Like you can really tell the difference of somebody just trying to take your money and they're doing the bare minimum, and somebody that's actually trying to help you reach your goals and grow the business.
yeah, I appreciate that, bro. And yeah, this is just like, off camera, not the actual interview, but I also really appreciate you. Like you're an awesome client to work with. You do your job, you hustle, you close leads, and you're fun to work with too. It's not like I'm speaking to like a bot or like an NPC, right?
Appreciate it, man.
Connection. So I appreciate you, bro. Hope we can have like a long and fruitful partnership to come. I'm
Yeah,
looking.
and yeah, me too, man. Like I told you from day one, man. If you're making me money, we just gonna keep working together.
Just keep scaling it up.